Tropical Storm Maysak is approaching the Gulf of Tonkin. Maysak, also called Storm 1 in Vietnam, has made landfall on Hainan Island and is currently located at 18.3 degrees north and 109.1 degrees east as it now enters the Gulf of Tonkin, with further rainfall damage to be made in Vietnam and China. The storm currently has a typhoon warning in both China and Vietnam. As of July 3rd, 2026, had winds of 45 miles per hour and a pressure of 997 millibars. It is heading north-northwest at 5 miles per hour, and Force 15 has given it a T-code stage yellow. The storm's wind field currently stretches about 55 miles towards the northeast and 70 miles to the south, with the northwestern quadrant having no particular winds because of the shear dragging the entire wind field pretty much further down. As for the warnings, we have a yellow typhoon warning along the coast of Hainan, central and western coast of Guangdong, as well as the coast of Guangxi, and then a stage 3 warning for the coast of Guangji to Guangnai, the Gulf of Tonkin Islands, as well as the coast of Guangning to Hưng-Yên. So please be wary of that. As well as the primary hazards, as the storm is really slow moving, as to which the Gulf of Tonkin also has a lot of very warm water, so there's a lot of convection, a lot of rain about to be produced by the storm, and so the NCHMF of Vietnam has already warned the population of rainfall that can exceed up to 300 millimeters, up to maybe 500 millimeters in local conditions, so please be wary of those. As for the forecast cone of the JTWC, we have the storm moving very slowly across the Gulf of Tonkin, as it's only been moving 5 miles per hour at this rate, but it won't really strengthen as much. Could go up a little to maybe about 50 miles per hour, but honestly the conditions will be rather unfavorable for the storm to do so, which is why we can also see in the wind estimate spread from all the agencies that we've had a middle point at 50 miles per hour by the CMA, with values up and down by JTWC or the automated ADTs. With our value, we're sticking for 45 miles per hour because we don't think the storm is going to be as strong as many others might think it is. And we can see that the sea surface temperatures, obviously it looks quite favoring, but then again we have to look at other conditions as well, such as the shear, which we'll have a look at later. But the sea surface temperatures generally, the Gulf of Tonkin being quite hot, but it's only going to be there for quite a little. At the moment, it's still moving over land, hence the sea surface temperatures don't really bring much at the moment. And so as for the wind speeds in the multimodal diagnostics, we can definitely see that the storm could strengthen a little, obviously because of the sea surface temperatures, but then again it's only a really short time frame, and obviously because of the shear, with the really high shear that we have right here, we've already seen the storm being very sheer from the start when it was near the Philippines up until the landfall on Hainan Island. We can see it wasn't really doing well. And now as it passes through Hainan Island, an island with a lot of mountains, a lot of terrain, the storm is not going to sustain itself as much, and thus until it makes landfall in China it won't be as strong. However, the threat of rainfall is still there. There's a lot of convection under this, there's a lot of rainfall that can be produced, as again 300 maybe 500 millimeters locally, especially in Vietnam or the coastal regions of China. So we ask you to be wary about this. Please check your warnings from your local meteorological agency or administration, and be aware of the conditions.